and who know that if they want to keep their jobs, they have to do what he wants them to do. So when Donald Trump says something, believe him, people. Believe him. There's nothing to wait for.
The stage was set, the tension rising with every word exchanged. Whoopi Goldberg and Anna Navarro were locked in a fiery debate on The View, voices clashing over how to handle the looming return of Trump's administration. Calm versus panic, vigilance versus balance. Each argument cut deeper, and just when it seemed like things couldn't escalate further, Whoopi turned to the camera, signaling an abrupt break. The music kicked in, slicing through the argument like a knife, leaving everyone, on set and at home, stunned. Would they ever get to finish this explosive conversation?
Make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and our families. Whatever he's going to do, but do take our word for it.
The moment everything blew up on The View was a perfect storm of opinions, emotions, and timing. The discussion began with Whoopi Goldberg sharing her perspective on how to handle the uncertainty of Donald Trump's incoming administration. She spoke with a calm but firm tone, urging people not to fall into panic. Her argument was simple: giving in to constant worry only empowers Trump and his supporters. She emphasized the importance of focusing on what's within our control, our families, our jobs, and our well-being, while waiting to see what actions unfold.
We are successful. But if you're an illegal immigrant in this country, you're not going to be not in a panic. If you are a woman working for the Department of Defense, you have a right to be in a panic.
But Anna Navarro wasn't having it. She jumped in with a fiery rebuttal, highlighting that not everyone has the privilege to stay calm and carry on. Anna made it clear that communities like undocumented immigrants, women in vulnerable government positions, and others at risk don't have the luxury of relaxing. For these groups, every policy decision and every power shift can have life-altering consequences. To her, staying calm felt like ignoring the very real fears that millions were grappling with as the political climate shifted.
You tell people to stay fraught and like this.
I'm telling people to prepare, Whoopi. I'm telling people to prepare.
Do you think they're not prepared? They are prepared.
The exchange grew more heated with each passing moment. Anna's voice carried urgency, while Whoopi tried to stress that panic often leads to burnout and disorganized action. Their disagreement wasn't just philosophical, it felt personal, as if each was trying to get the other to truly understand where they were coming from. The tension was palpable. You could sense that both women were speaking not only from their political beliefs, but also from their lived experiences. Then came the climax. As Anna passionately pushed back, the discussion started to spiral. Their voices overlapped, the conversation became harder to follow, and it was clear that neither was ready to back down. It was a classic The View moment, engaging, intense, and unpredictable. But just as viewers leaned in, a producer behind the scenes made a call. Whoopi, ever the professional, saw the signal and abruptly cut the debate short. The commercial music swelled in, almost jarringly, leaving both the audience and the hosts caught mid-thought.
He's not going to, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
The debate on The View centered on a question that many people have wrestled with during uncertain political times. How do you prepare for what's coming without letting fear take over your life? With Donald Trump's return to power on the horizon, tensions were high as the panel tried to tackle this delicate balance. On one side, Whoopi Goldberg argued that living in a constant state of panic wasn't the solution. On the other, Anna Navarro stressed that some groups don't have the privilege of staying calm and need to stay vigilant and prepared.
Winter's been with us, and my point is we can lay down and do nothing for the next 15 days and then be freaking out for the next 4 or 2 years.
Whoopi's perspective was all about maintaining perspective and focus. She believes that giving in to fear and panic only feeds into the chaos, and plays right into the hands of Trump and his supporters. To her, the best way to navigate this transition is to prioritize what matters: spending time with family, doing your job, and taking care of yourself. Whoopi's argument wasn't about ignoring the political landscape, but about staying grounded while waiting to see what actions unfold once Trump is in office. For her, it's about channeling energy into meaningful advocacy at the right time, instead of wasting it on endless worry.
My point to you is we are in a privileged position that a lot of people who are going to be under his attack are not.
Anna, however, saw things differently. She felt that Whoopi's approach didn't take into account the reality that many vulnerable groups face. For undocumented immigrants, women working in government roles, or marginalized communities, staying calm isn't always an option. The stakes are too high, and ignoring the very real threats these groups could face under Trump's administration felt irresponsible to Anna. She passionately argued that people need to stay alert and prepared because policies and decisions made at the top could have immediate, life-altering consequences for millions of Americans. This wasn't just a theoretical discussion. It was deeply tied to the concerns many people have about Trump's rhetoric, his policy priorities, and the people he surrounds himself with. His previous term raised alarm bells for a lot of groups, and his campaign rhetoric about retribution and tough immigration policies hasn't done much to calm those fears. The debate also touched on the larger struggle of balancing vigilance with living a full life. How do you stay informed, ready to act, and protective of your rights without letting it take over every part of your life? It's a difficult line to walk.
Or you are taking more out of the welfare state and not contributing to our society, then perhaps you do have something to fear.
This debate goes beyond just a fiery conversation on TV. It touches on something much deeper, a divide in how people handle uncertainty, especially when it comes to politics. Moments like this remind us that people process fear and prepare for challenges in very different ways, shaped by their experiences and circumstances. For some, staying calm is a form of resilience, a way to protect their mental health and focus on what they can control. For others, staying on high alert feels necessary, especially when the stakes are high and the risks are personal. What makes this conversation so important is how it speaks to a broader societal challenge, finding the balance between fear and action. It's about figuring out how to manage stress and uncertainty without letting it paralyze you. At the same time, it's also about knowing when to take that fear and turn it into motivation to act. These are questions many of us face, whether we're talking about politics, personal challenges, or even global crises. How do you stay informed and prepared without letting the weight of it all overwhelm you? What's interesting is that despite their heated exchange, Whoopi and Anna share some common ground. Both of them care about taking action. They just approach it from different angles. Whoopi wants people to act intentionally, but she emphasizes the importance of staying grounded, preserving your energy, and not letting fear consume your life. Anna also values action, but she believes preparation and vigilance require urgency, especially for those in vulnerable positions. Their disagreement wasn't about the need for action, but about the emotional tone to take in preparing for it. The debate sparked a wave of reactions, both online and among viewers, who found themselves torn between Whoopi's call for calm and Anna's sense of urgency. On one side, some people agreed wholeheartedly with Whoopi. They felt her perspective was a reminder to stay grounded, especially when it feels like the world is spinning out of control. For these viewers, her message was about protecting your peace and not letting fear take over your life, a sentiment that resonated strongly, particularly with those who have experienced burnout or stress from constant political upheaval. On the other hand, many sided with Anna. Her passionate argument struck a chord with viewers who understand that, for some people, staying calm isn't an option. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.